Dinner was served. Ananya carefully placed her plate on the table, the steam from the freshly cooked meal rising in a gentle, welcoming cloud. She sat down, ready to enjoy the food she had lovingly prepared. Across the table, her husband took his first bite. "Salt," he said, not looking up. Without a word, Ananya stood up and walked to the kitchen to fetch the salt shaker. As she returned and sat down again, before she could even take a bite, another request came. Water. She sighed softly, pushed her chair back, and made another trip to the kitchen. She came back with a glass of water, her own food waiting patiently. "One more roti," he said, gesturing towards the kitchen. Ananya glanced at her plate. The steam was gone. The warmth was fading. She went to make the roti. By the time she finally sat down to eat, her food was cold. Every single night, it was the same story. From the corner of the room, Dadi, her mother-in-law, watched everything. She saw the countless trips to the kitchen. She saw the untouched cooling plate of her daughter-in-law. But she said nothing. She just observed, her eyes holding a quiet wisdom. The next evening, something was different. Dadi called her son to the dinner table first. "Come, beta, sit. You must be hungry. I'll serve you today." She filled his plate with care, serving him his favorite dishes with a loving smile. He was touched by the gesture and sat down, ready to eat. He took his first bite and Dadi spoke, her voice soft. "Beta, could you get the pickle from the kitchen?" Happy to help his mother, he quickly stood up and fetched the jar of pickle. He sat back down, picked up his spoon, but before he could eat, she spoke again. "Oh, and water too, I forgot." He got up once more and returned with a glass of water for her. He finally settled into his chair, ready to enjoy the hot meal. "Just one more roti, beta, if you don't mind," Dadi requested gently. He went to the kitchen for the third time. When he returned, he looked down at his own plate. The food was still. The steam had vanished. A look of confusion crossed his face. Dadi watched him, her expression kind. "It went cold, didn't it?" she asked softly. He looked from his plate to his mother and nodded silently. A dawning realization was beginning to flicker in his eyes. With a gentle smile, Dadi delivered her lesson, her voice filled not with accusation, but with love. "That's how Ananya eats, every single day." The words weren't a scolding, they weren't meant to hurt, but they landed, sinking deep into his heart and staying there. He looked over at Ananya, who was just walking to the table, and for the first time, he truly saw her. That night, as the family gathered for dinner, something had shifted. He served himself, but then he paused. He looked at Ananya's plate, then at his own. Quietly, he stood up, went to the kitchen, and brought the water jug and the salt shaker to the table before anyone had to ask. Ananya sat down and began to eat her dinner. She didn't say anything, but a small, quiet smile touched her lips. For the first time in a long time, her food was warm. This story reminds us that sometimes the most profound changes don't come from loud arguments or angry fights. They come from a moment of quiet understanding. They come from seeing the world through someone else's eyes. It's the small acts of empathy that truly strengthen the bonds of love and respect in a family. What do you think about this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if this message resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe for more content that touches the heart. Thanks for watching.